Welcome back to LA.
Thanks. I'm trying to turn off my space heater that's underneath my desk.
Looks like Shaun is kicking a dog.
There we go. I got it. I don't want to burn the house down.
How was it, your trip?
Good. Really intense. Yeah, it was the last week of it was like the fourth module of the leadership program, group therapy.
Any revelations? Any takeaways?
Lots of revelations.
Yeah,
I'm not quite ready to dive into them, but I do have a lot of revelations that I want to share with you.
nice. Um, this is a meaningful episode.
It can be.
Oh, you don't want it to be? It's
No.
the caboose. It's the caboose. You want to be dismissive? You want to pretend like it's not happening? It's
No,
not coming to an
I
end?
think I'm a little like sad
Yeah,
and
me too.
and I don't know, scared maybe, or I'm not sure.
Yeah, lots of feelings. Which is normal. I mean, I have sadness. I also have a feeling of like I'm really proud. I don't know if proud's the word, but I really feel content um, of all the conversations we created. I feel like we did good work for a year.
I was just thinking we did good work. That was what
Yeah,
was going through my mind when you were saying that.
we did a little better. A
We did
tad.
a little better,
We did a little better.
and we did a little better. I mean, I guess we could just do this now. Should we do this now?
Do what now?
Are you ready?
What do you do? Are you surprising me with something? What is going on?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna play a message from a listener.
Oh, well, you got to tell me what's happening, man. All right, let's do it.
Okay.
Hey, Shaun and John. This is Brandy. I'm 41, calling from the Bay Area, and I'm really hoping this makes it in time for your last episode. I've enjoyed the podcast so much. It's been really interesting just to get a super personal glimpse into how other people's minds work, and you guys have given some really great advice as well. I'm calling not with a question for me, but really with a question for the two of you. On this last episode, how have you done better? What are you both taking away from the experience of having done this podcast? What have you learned from each other? Are you seeing any noticeable shifts in how you show up in the world or in your romantic relationships because of this experience of podcasting together for a year? So yeah, really hope to hear from you and excited to see where this goes after John is no longer part of it, but definitely going to miss him. Thanks.
Wow, powerful question. A little
Yeah.
bit confronting too.
Yeah, a bit of a banger to start the
Yeah,
episode off.
yeah. I can't go first here. I don't. I'm scrambling for
Okay, that's fine. I'll go.
for proof.
One of the big things I think I learned, and this I learned quite recently because we had like a bumpy couple episodes there, like 48, 46, 47, 48, kind of where I was really critical of you. And I think that's sort of been a pattern is like me being critical of like the way you speak, like some of the things you say. And I really got a reality check when someone was like, dude, just let him be.
Mm.
Right? Just like let John be John. And it's okay that he doesn't want to drive a minivan. And it's okay that he doesn't like beige underwear, and that I don't have to police you,
Yeah,
right? Because then that changes fundamentally the person that you are, which is what I'm actually attracted to. I'm attracted to these things of you, and it's nice that we're different. So I think I really had like a wake up call like a month ago where I was like, I just need to let John be John, right? And like also not be so worried about how you are, like the way you are, how that reflects on me. Like you're your own person.
Mm.
So I think that's one of the ways in which I think I've done better is sort of just like relinquishing control a little bit about how people show up in the world.
Yeah. Man, I really appreciate that. I've never felt controlled by you or grabbed. Um, but it's interesting that listeners kind of uh, experience you in that way. But also, what a great reminder for everyone because I think we directly or indirectly try to mold instead of hold, right? Especially people we that who are close to us, friends, family, partners. Um, I think for me, one of the things I got from this is I felt like I'm not with the times. Like for example, the permission to kiss someone. There was a lot of a boomer in me like, nah, you just go in for the kill. And you're like, John, that's a different time now,
Yeah.
So language, none of the slang, the stuff that you bring up, I have no idea what that is. So current topics. And so um I could do better as far as catching up with what's happening, the temperature, the landscape, and how different it is today than it was me growing up.
Yeah, and also I think that's what people like. That's a part of what people really like about you.
The fact that I'm old, the fact that I'm
No,
a little
just
bit clueless.
no, I don't know. That's not what I meant to say, but just the fact that like you are you and you had your experiences and you're not really afraid to just like say it, you know?
My biggest revelation with our exchange, just in general, including this podcast, is when we had some differences or miscommunication. The corrective experience for me, especially as a man, is how fast we picked up the phone and just talked about it.
Yeah.
That was pretty, like, I wasn't used to that, and I was like, "Wow, um, 2 men could actually just call each other and say, 'Hey, like, did I hurt you? What happened? Let's talk about this.'" Most people either ignore and then they just pretend like nothing happened, or they just get pissed and are very reactive. So, when we started to have, a couple of just minor things, miscommunications, uh, man, we picked up the phone pretty fast, and I was like, "Wow, we were doing better without even the announcement," meaning it was behind closed doors, but, I was like, "Wow, Sean's really great at just, talking it out." He's not a runner in that sense.
Well, I think we also realized really quickly that the way we text when there's conflict is
Yeah.
not helpful. Like
No, because the
the
tone
tone
is
is
off.
gone.
Yeah.
You're using like talk to text and
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
things missing that we can pick up on really quickly over the phone.
Yes. Yes. Most people don't pick up the phone. They get
Um,
angry, hurt, and reactive.
yeah, and then maybe they'll fume on their own
Yeah.
and they'll vent to other people and it doesn't get resolved. One of the things I learned this last week at the core energetics retreat was um how powerful it is to like let somebody know that they're affecting you,
Mm.
that you feel angry, that you feel sad. I actually had a situation this past weekend where I was staying in my apartment in Montreal, but my friend's been living there. And was really looking forward to just spending one-on-one time with him.
Mhm.
And turns out that he also had another friend staying there, but he didn't
Oh.
tell me about it.
Mhm.
And so I show up and he's like, "Oh yeah, by the way, my friend's gonna be there." So I like walk in and there's someone there and I'm like, coming off of this 1 week really emotional situation. I had just gotten a tattoo. I just wanted to relax and I now have to like hang out with this stranger. And it really prevented us from going deep and just having like a one-on-one, and the next day when she left, I said like, "Hey, I was kinda sad that you didn't check in about
Yeah.
inviting someone to what I thought was gonna be a one-on-one hang with us." And then it led to a really beautiful conversation where he was like, "Oh, I was feeling overwhelmed. I didn't think you'd have a problem with it, but you're right, I should have checked." And it brought us closer together.
Mm.
So the power of like letting people know that you
Yeah.
are affected by them.
Yeah. Most people are scared to do that because when they have expressed themselves, they weren't met with, they were met with defense. And
Yeah.
so it seems like, just having a friend who actually has capacity and is able to hold that for you is what, gets you to do it more and more, makes you feel safe.
Yeah, and there was a little defense, and then we sort of explored it a little bit and
Yeah.
and sort of found our way together. I also had a girlfriend, that I was dating for 3 years in Montreal. It was sort of like I thought I was gonna go the distance with. She
Mhm.
ended up moving to Costa Rica, by the way, so if you see her, say
Oh.
hi. Say
Oh,
hi,
I know her
Erica.
already. We're
Yeah.
gonna hang out.
Yeah, Erica. Yeah, great. She does
Erica,
like
yeah,
yeah, she
we're gonna
likes
hang out.
older
We'll let you
men.
know how it goes. She's my
Yeah,
new friend, by the way.
she
Yeah.
likes older men, so it's perfect.
Oh, that's fucked up. Do you see how subtle that was? Because
Uh
he knew my insecurity as being a boomer, so he had to turn the knife a little bit and said,
No, my god,
"Yeah,
no, it
oh
would
my god."
no. Dude, she's like she's fantastic, and when she was 10 years younger than me, and then, when she moved to Costa Rica, I think she ended up meeting a man that was even older than me, and so I was just saying, like,
Oh,
"You got a
wow.
chance," like, I thought it was gonna be a nice thing for you. It really wasn't a dig.
Well, I was just saying a friend, to make you jealous,
I know you did.
yeah,
Yeah, that's right, and
I do have a wife.
I heard that, and I didn't even pick up on it. I knew you were making a little joke, but, the long story short is that, we had disappointing moments in our relationships where she, was very in the moment kind of person, and so sometimes that would conflict with my need to, like, make plans, and sometimes she would kinda cancel last minute, and it was really painful, and I learned to say, "Hey, I'm really disappointed." Not in you,
Right,
not I'm
right,
not disappointed in you,
right.
I'm disappointed. I was really looking forward to seeing you with no other intent but to just express how I was feeling in the moment. And it was, I think, a very powerful experience because we're not really used to telling people, "Hey, I'm disappointed."
It's also hard to hold that when someone says you're disappointed, it's, depending on how you're raised and if you were, raised where you took care of other people or had to grow up fast, it's hard to not think that it's your responsibility for their disappointment. It's hard to not internalize, you know? And so when you say, "I'm disappointed," which is fair, you're just expressing your state, people may be like, "You're disappointed in me, us, what did I do wrong? Oh, are you calling me a piece of shit?" Like, they internalize all that, you know?
Yeah, it can be hard to hold that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But also, like, we're gonna hurt people.
Yes, for sure.
Inadvertently, we're gonna hurt people.
Yeah.
That's what this whole week was, at the retreat, was, like, really expressing how you feel about people, and sometimes it comes out really weird, and, like, kind of aggressive,
Yeah.
but that underneath that feeling of anger or sadness, right, for whatever somebody did, there's a need there.
Mhm.
I need to feel seen. I need attention. I need, physical touch. I need to be considered, like, that's usually what's underneath some of these really powerful kind of, uncomfortable emotions.
We're both at a retreat this weekend, I just realized.
It's
Yeah.
on my list, man. How was the medicine journey?
It was amazing. First time me holding, space for a small group doing a medicine journey. And, the energy and the tone, you get sucked into it, and the whole point is you're coming with them, not at them. Although you're not, doing, the in this case, MDMA. But I did microdose little mushrooms for just a little bit of runway. And, dude, I had this moment. I was, staring at the fire, and everyone's kind of on their own journey, right? You're just kind of creating this space. You're not really directing people because it's a little abstract. And, dude, I was staring at the fire, and I had this, epiphany, and I thought it was so profound, but also ridiculous. I said to myself, "Nothing needs to happen." And I had this moment where, like in Back to the Future, where the scientist hits his head on the toilet bowl and invents the key that is required to travel, through time. I was like,
The
"Oh my
flux the
god!"
the flux capacitor?
The flux, yes, yes,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Who's old now, Sean? And,
Doc.
I
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh my god, it's so profound." So I ran over to Sarah and, I said, "Dude, you're gonna laugh, but I just thought of something so profound." I said, "Hey, nothing needs to happen." And I said, "I ran through all areas of my life, my relationships, my career, like nothing needs to happen." And she stared at me like, "What the fuck?" And we started laughing uncontrollably for a long time. And what I got out of this wasn't just the revelation, but, I haven't laughed like that in a long time.
Yeah. The
And then I
giggles.
started thinking, "Shit, when's the last time I laughed without covering my face or being insecure, but just, like, laughed unapologetically?" And, God, I just needed to laugh. I don't laugh at jokes, I laugh at situations. And so, like, I don't laugh, out loud when I'm watching stand-up or, like, people telling jokes. I laugh at weird situations. My humor is a little dark. And so just to laugh at that situation, at myself, felt so good.
This feels nice. Must have felt nice.
It felt nice, but also I really meant it because I spent half of my life needing something to happen for me to find joy, purpose, my cape, right? So I needed to, the thing that needed to happen, whether that was a relationship or I needed someone to like me or I needed a deal to go through or I needed X amount of followers. Like my whole life has been built on, oh, I need this thing to happen. So then I will be. And so now I'm trying to practice this belief that nothing needs to happen. It doesn't mean to be lazy, right? Of course, pursue your dreams and go after what you want in an honest way, but the thing doesn't need to happen for you to be
Yeah.
happy or find peace or all that.
I woke up at 3 a.m. needing a lot of things to happen.
I know, man. It's called spinning. Yes, yes.
Dude, I mean, I'm on
Yeah.
East Coast time, so, you wake up earlier on when you fly back. But
What is it that you feel that needs to happen in your life?
oh, I need more money.
Oh, we all do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I have money, but I need more money.
Yes.
Like, I have investments, but I don't wanna sell those. I wanna just make more money, in my
Right,
business checking account because now I have
right.
2 people to pay. So there was a lot of
Also, cost of living
fear.
in Los Angeles is
Oh, dude,
it's ridiculous.
it is, yeah. Yeah, I was just in Montreal for 10 days, and I was like, "This is way more affordable
I
for
mean, just
me."
starting with rent. I can't believe what rent is now.
I know.
Anyway.
My rent in Montreal is it's like a fourth of what it is
Yeah,
here in LA.
yeah.
Um,
So what else? You need more money?
More money. So funny story. I sent you the new tattoo I got.
Yes, Shaun, is going crazy with tattoos. When we started this podcast, he had no tattoos.
Yeah.
He had 0.
Yeah.
You were a white train in New York in the
Mhm.
'80s, and now he's covered. I mean, this is a his tattoos aren't tattoos, they're pieces. Like, I get little words, I get little discrete things as bookmarks in my life. Shaun gets, like, portraits, so he has a giant tiger on his thigh.
It's a panther.
Oh, sorry, panther.
Yeah.
To
It's a
match the
slight
eagle, to match
to the tiger to
the
match
tiger.
the
Yeah. Basically,
they
you have a zoo. You have a zoo on your
I
body.
got a zoo. Yeah, they all every tattoo has been bigger than the last.
That's what he needs is size, it seems like.
Well, so the funny story about the tattoo is that, we sort of co-created the design together. Like, I sent her a couple ideas, and we kinda drew it, and it's pretty fierce. It's the size of a pancake. Like, it's like,
Wow.
it's big.
Yeah.
Took, like, 4 hours or something. Also, the thigh hurts, bro.
The thigh hurts and also the chest. I thought the chest because, it's like, I have a gorilla chest, I have muscles on my chest. Oh my dude, the chest brought me to my knees, a tattoo on the chest. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there are places hurt more than others.
Yes.
But one of the funny things about the design is that I don't think I noticed, but one of the paws has 5 claws and the other paw has 4 claws.
Was that on purpose or no?
Don't know.
Oh.
I think
I
either we missed it or it's, like, part of the design or it doesn't really matter, and also big cats have 5 claws, but they're
right.
generally shown as 4,
Mm.
and, dude, I've been spinning out about it.
Of course, man, of course. So, if I noticed that, I would actually lean into it and make up a story where there's a reason why my tattoo, the cat has 4 claws, but you're, like, dissecting it as in, should you go back and put another claw or what
Well,
do you
no, you can't.
Oh,
There's
right,
there's
'cause
nothing you
it's
can do. It's
yeah,
like
yeah,
and so it's permanent, like, I'm not
yeah,
getting it lasered. It's a beautiful piece. It's incredible. So much detail. It's super fierce. And it looks good, and no one's gonna notice the claw. Now everybody's
right,
gonna notice it because I
right.
because I said it. But it was really about like, oh, like my pursuit of
Yeah, perfectionism, sure.
perfectionism.
Yeah,
Like I wanted this one to be perfect. They're actually all perfect, and it's perfect in its imperfection. Like it's a little
mhm,
quirky, right?
mhm.
And like we are quirky. And I think I search for perfection in relationships or in the people that I date or the people that I even considering going on a date with. And I
Hence
have to I
hence,
have to let that go.
hence your criticism on how John Kim shows up.
My criticism about everything, including
Um
myself, right?
Wait,
Like the
when you say you search for perfect in relationships, what does that look like? Because, I mean, what does a perfect relationship look like for you? Is it more of, the person being perfect or the chemistry and what's happening between you
no,
guys
it's
being
it's
perfect?
all about the person.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
I'm very critical of myself, and
Yeah.
people who are critical of others are critical of themselves.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And so just bringing this back to nothing needs to happen. Nothing needs to happen with this tattoo other than accepting it because it's on my
Yes.
body for the rest of my life, and
Yes.
it's the size of a pancake.
I
Um,
like it more, the fact that because it makes it unique that your tiger has only 4 claws on one hand and then
yeah,
5 on the other.
yeah.
Like, to me, that makes it more the snowflake, right? That makes it one of a kind. That
Well, there
that
was
accident, quote unquote.
there was a famous tattoo artist named Bert Grimm, and you see a
Mhm.
lot of his designs, like the crying heart. I don't know if you've ever seen a heart with
Yeah, yeah.
tears. That's one of his designs, and he used to make all of his panthers with 3 paws or 3 claws,
Mm.
so that people knew it was a Bert Grimm design,
Oh, right. Yeah.
So there's
Signature.
all ways of, like, kind of accepting that nothing is perfect in life,
Yeah. Especially people.
especially people, and there was the person tattooed me, right? It was a person who tattooed me, right?
Right,
So it's like
right, right. Yes,
Uh,
the imperfect person made the imperfect tattoo.
yeah, and
Yeah.
maybe in the totality of it, it's all perfect just the way it is, right? And nothing needs to happen.
So are you, kind of done, or are you just, like, nonstop more ink? Are
What
you
do you
gonna have
think, John?
sleep? What?
What do you think? Have
I
a
mean, how many do you have so far now?
5.
Wow, and these are big pieces.
Though they're getting, yeah, they're not
So
huge.
what's next? I know you're already thinking about another one.
I mean, probably the other thigh.
Wow.
For me, it's about aesthetics.
Yeah,
So
yeah, it's
that's
not about meaning
aesthetics.
at all. It's just it's what Shaun likes as far as, "This looks great, I wanna do it."
Well, I don't know. A tiger with wings could signify
A lot of
freedom,
things. Yeah,
freedom.
yeah.
I also, okay. So this is what happened to me at this retreat. For 3 days, I felt very like anxious, like something needed to happen.
Yeah.
And it can kind of feel like that. There's 14 of us, and we're all trying to like feel deeply and have these processes and like have these moments of clarity. But at some point, um, I just kind of broke down during
Mm,
this like graduation ceremony. A
mhm.
bunch of people were graduating from this program, and it was a really beautiful experience. And I found myself like basically crying for 3 hours. Yeah, lots of feelings. And what I came to realize is that I was letting love in, right? The love of this
Mm,
community, the love for
uh,
these people,
uh-huh.
and how scary that is for me.
Oh, interesting.
Terrified.
Yeah. Wait, how did you even get to that knowing that that's what was happening under the tears?
I mean, you just kind of have I just had a feeling that this is what was happening. It wasn't sadness. It was like a lot of joy and a lot of fear. And it was at, you know, uh, watching people and like just feeling moved by their experiences. Because people, there was a graduation, people were just sharing the impact of their 4 years in this program. And that was impacting me.
I
But
mean,
also,
4
I mean,
years is a long time for a program. That's like that's more than
it's
grad school.
it's a long time, and it's a
Yeah.
it's a lot of feeling. I mean, this whole thing
Yeah.
is just like, getting triggered, touching your wounds,
Yeah.
kind of going through these experiences. And then I just realized, like, oh wow, I'm really scared of this. I'm really scared of love, which
What
is
scares you about
perfect.
love? Is it abandonment, rejection, not being received? What is it about love that scares you,
I think
terrifies
it's
you?
being seen,
Mm.
right? Like the fear of actually being seen. And I actually realized that, you know, our group was 14 people, and then there was another group with 14 people. So we're like 30 people. Plus there was another like 8 people doing a similar retreat. And I noticed myself avoiding people,
Mm.
some people that I kind of knew had the ability to really see me. And so I couldn't hide from them. And so I wouldn't interact with them
Oh, right.
because of how, I don't know, present they were. And so I was like kind of scared. And I also realized that I seduce people a lot,
Yeah,
right? Like I wear
yes.
this mask of seduction, and that's how I get people to connect with me.
I could see that, but I don't think that it's a mask. I mean, I think it's kind of who you are, but, you're an extrovert, you're charismatic, you're outgoing. Whenever I see you in public, you're always chatting it up with someone. Um, but it's interesting that you say there's a mask there.
Well, it's a gift as well.
Yeah, yeah.
But I think when you're seducing, but when you're not really showing the real you,
Mm.
and it's hard to show the real you because I mean, the real me is actually quite tender and emotional and
Yeah,
and and fragile in some
sensitive,
way.
fragile,
Yeah,
yeah.
and so the seduction, the mask of seduction is like, "Oh, I'm charming, I'm charismatic, everything's fine, we're being playful." But there's a lot underneath that that's hard to show.
So what do you do here now? So now that you've had this insight and you realize there are things happening under the tears and this is how you are. How do you now do you practice self-compassion? What do you do from here?
I mean, number 1, it has to be self-compassion.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
this like feeling a lot of love for this little boy, that is scared, right? And another thing that came up is that one of the practitioners said, "It's okay if you leave."
Oh,
And
just like leave completely the room?
just leave the room, leave your
Yeah.
body, leave the
Yeah.
situation, leave this relationship. And I was so touched by that. It's okay if you leave. I've always felt
Mm,
so bad about leaving.
right.
but it's okay if I leave. And some people will not be there when you come back, and some people will. And that really touched me in a very serious
Yeah.
way.
Man, I wonder if, because in my head, I feel like I've shown myself and I've been transparent for so long. But I wonder if I've been hiding. I wonder if I've been hiding behind the motorcycle, the cut off sleeves, this quote unquote unconventional guy who went rogue as a therapist. I wonder if I'm hiding behind some kind of poster as well. And with the house burning down and just shedding and being stripped of identity. Um, I do feel a little bit naked and vulnerable, and, yeah, I wonder if I'm also scared to really show myself or be seen, you know?
Can I say something?
Of course.
We're all hiding.
We're all hiding, just
To a
sure,
certain degree,
to a
we're all
certain
hiding.
degree, yeah.
Like these kids, as a child, you're an undefended self.
Mm.
You're open and you're pure love, and then things happen, right? Trauma happens, and life happens to you, and then
Yeah,
you start building up your armor. And I don't think we can live undefended all the time. We're not built for it, and the society isn't built for it, right? Because you're going to run into people who are not going to be able to hold that
right.
little boy or little girl, little child with love and tenderness. So I think to a certain degree, we're all hiding, and to answer your question, what do you do with it? Self-awareness, self-compassion, but also letting love in small doses with people who are safe to do that with.
That reminds me, one of the, participants, this guy jumped on the table and he was animated, and I mean, he was on medicine and he was up and awake and he was talking nonstop, and I was observing this and I was like, "Holy shit," and I know him pretty well. I was like, this is him at 9. This
Yeah.
is the 9-year-old, and he was drawing, and he was, like, yelling, "I love vegetables," and and I was like, "Wow, this is the 9-year-old in this person," and what how and at first, to be honest, I was oh, hold on one second.
Oh, John's got to clear his throat.
I can't find the button. Sean, hold
It's the
on.
one with the mic. It says mic. It's a little.
Alright, at first, I was gonna tell him to, I was gonna, like, water him down. I was gonna say, "Hey, for the group, can you sit down? Can you not talk to him?" I was almost annoyed, and then I was like, "No, wait a minute. There's a, 9-year-old expressing himself." And when you're on medicine, you're not defensive, you're not annoyed, you're very accepting, and you're open, so no one was annoyed by him. Um, but me for a little bit because of what I think a group should look like. And then I was like, "Wow," and then one of the things he appreciated, texted it to me was, "Thank you for, like, letting my 9-year-old self be free and seen and heard," and, man, I thought that was, so therapeutic because most of us don't get that space. Because if someone else doesn't tell us to sit down, we tell ourselves to sit down, you
Yeah, and
know?
the fire inside gets squashed,
Yeah.
and I think
Yeah.
that's what happens through life. Our internal fire gets squashed.
Yeah. And it doesn't mean to be 9 years old, it means to embrace the spirit of that 9-year-old who got squashed or who continues to get squashed today as an adult.
And I'm glad that you held back, and
Yes, yes, I would have
did
felt
and
guilty if I didn't, yeah.
well, but also what happens in these group containers is that someone will be affected by him,
Yes.
right? Someone
Like
might,
activated?
yeah,
Yeah,
for sure,
absolutely.
and that it might inspire them, or it might really fucking piss them off.
Yeah,
And go,
yeah.
"This is just like my childhood when my brother took up too much room and I
Right,
disappeared."
right,
And
right.
that might be somebody that actually needs a lot of attention in that moment.
Mhm.
And does that lead them to say, "Hey, I want some attention too," right? And then that leads them to have an experience that's very
Right.
powerful.
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole point of group is to, create this space that is safe, but allow what's gonna unfold to unfold, and, people are meant to be activated, and it's what you do with that activation where there's, learning and growth and healing.
Side quest, where do you hold tension in your body?
Shoulders.
Yeah, me too. I'm like this whole for 52 episodes, I keep reminding myself to fucking drop my shoulders.
My shoulders are always like rocks, man. That's where I hold all my stress.
I was at a gym a long time ago. I was driving across the country and I had an Anytime Fitness membership.
Mhm.
And I would always, and they're all these gyms are always like right outside of big cities. So they're like in these like small towns, and It's 24 hours. You just go in there with a key fob
Yeah.
and you can shower and get a workout in. It's really great, especially when you're on the road for a year.
Is it still 24 hours? Because 24-hour fitness started as Anytime Fitness. You could come in anytime, and then they had hours, like, we open at 9, closed at, but they're called 24-hour fitness, but they're not.
Anytime is good. It's still 24 hours and you get the
Yeah.
key fob, and then, the showers are like private bathrooms, so they're really nice when you're on the
Oh,
road. But
nice.
anyways, every now and then I would meet the owner, the gym owner, and there
Mm.
was this huge guy with massive traps, right? Like, and I go, and this is for the video people, sorry, but I go, "Hey man, how did you get your traps so big?" And he goes, "I don't know." It's just like a real dumb gym joke that I still remember to this day.
Oh my god. He also holds a lot of stress there. He's like, "These aren't muscles, this is just stress."
That's just stress,
Yeah.
yeah. So I have to remember to just relax my shoulders. So if you're
Yeah.
listening to this right now and you find yourself in a little stressed out position,
Be aware of it and focus on it, let it go.
relax your shoulders.
Relax your shoulders
Yeah.
or your stomach or wherever you hold your stress.
So let's say we got a message from Buddy.
Oh, on
Buddy
audio?
Buddy Boy. No,
Oh,
it might be Buddy. It might be your friend Buddy.
I'll know by what the message sounds like.
Never got to call in. John, love you so much, brother. Do what you need to do for you. Shaun, never knew you till you started rolling with John, and now I listen to you as well. Nothing but good came out of this duo.
Oh, that's sweet.
Is that Buddy?
I don't know. I mean, Buddy has a big heart. That could be Buddy, but he always at the end there is always a stab, a very clever, well orchestrated stab. That's
Oh, it says
funny.
right here, John, you're gay.
That's probably
Yeah. I just didn't want to read. I didn't want to read it.
yeah, I wasn't sure until he called me gay.
Okay, I got something for you real quick. This is nice.
I am gay lately, man. I'm this is the happiest I've ever been.
Oh, joyful,
Joyful for
joyous and
sure.
gay.
Yeah.
Wait, tell me more about that. This is the happiest you've ever been?
Yes, this is the happiest I've ever been in my life, which is terrifying because when nothing's at stake, it's easier to be fearless when things are at stake. So whether it is property, family, marriage, kids, or if you've built a life where you finally feel like you have something, or internally, like if you have happiness and joy, um, now I'm terrified someone's going to take it away, or that it can be taken away. You know,
So is
um,
nothing at stake here, or
no, everything's at stake. So
everything's
like
at
during
stake?
my first rebirth, nothing was at stake because I didn't have shit. I didn't have money. I was
Right.
drinking coffee out of styrofoam, just listening to Wayne Dyer, and had no friends. I had nothing. So I was fearless. Like I had nothing to lose, right?
Yeah.
And that's when I went balls to the wall on CrossFit motorcycle. Like I was this fearless guy. Now I feel like I have so much at stake because feel like I have a life and that I'm happy and I'm not stressed out and I'm nomadic and like now things can be taken from me, like my house. And
Yeah.
so now there's a lot more fear in me, I guess, because I am happy. Happier. I don't like to say I'm happy because happy is not a constant, but I'm able to be more happy. I'm able to find joy and be present a lot more than I ever have in my life.
Sounds nice. So happiness and fear.
I don't think you can separate them. I think they go hand in hand. You have to just learn how to not let fear cock block your happiness and just be aware of the fear and where it comes from.
Next book. Don't
Don't
let
let fear
fear.
cock block you.
Yeah, your happiness.
No, next book is you don't need nothing has to
Nothing.
happen.
Nothing has to happen.
Nothing has to happen.
Yeah. Just
In
a
the
blank.
bedroom,
It's a
nothing has
blank.
to
It's a
happen.
blank
In the
book.
boardroom, nothing has to happen. In the creative space, nothing has to happen.
I mean, I
Ah,
agree. We do things, but I mean, yeah, I have a hard time uh relinquishing control.
yeah, I want things to happen all the time. I want things to happen all the time.
Hey, uh speaking of nothing has to happen. Nothing has to happen with this podcast either.
Oh, oh my God, you brought it home, Sean.
Yeah, I kind of
Are you implying that this is the end for both of us?
it might be. I don't know. I'm implying that I will probably
Wow.
take at least a 1 month break. to
Well, no, I
figure out.
think you should for sure. Don't force anything, but hey, listen, another twist in the story. This is a cliffhanger. Like if it was a television series, you just dropped another cliffhanger as in, I don't know now.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know the answer. What do you why is that
Dude, the
funny?
audience is so frustrated. What the fuck is wrong with
I
these
know.
clowns, dude? Like, pick a
Hey,
lane, man.
look, I need to leave, it needs to be okay for me to leave.
Yes, like the permission you got at the retreat.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like the cage door is open and you decide if you wanna stay in it or not?
Yeah.
I my wish for you is that you do find someone that you connect with, differently, but, just as potent, if not more, and, you guys continue on. But also, if it's not your truth, I mean, now is the time, not just for me, but for everyone to Marie Kondo their lives and look at everything they're doing and all the time they're, investing in, whether that's a relationship, a marriage, a podcast, it doesn't matter what it is you're doing, but just do some inventory, is it honest to you?
Hey, it's hard to let things go.
I
Letting
it's ha
go is so
dude, I'm
hard.
not I'm not fucking moonwalking out of here. I'm also, struggling and sad and also I'm also, like, fucking wondering and, all that, but it's a decision I sat with and I kind of, need to clear my workspace and all that, but I'm not like this isn't like an easy thing for me as well.
Well, it's also for now.
Sure, sure.
Everything
Yeah.
is for now. Everything is temporary.
Everything is for now. See what happens. We may be different people a month, 2 months from now.
Well, and that's a good reminder for me and anybody who's dating, who is looking for the perfect partner or who sort of is scared of intimacy. What if I just went on this date and we, did something for now?
Mm,
Doesn't have to be forever. It's like
right.
it's like I want this. I want my relationship to be the relationship, right? And I think that puts a lot of pressure on people and on
Yeah.
myself.
Yeah.
So just for now. And what if moving to Costa Rica is just for now?
Yeah. I mean, everything is just for now because we don't know what, I mean, if there's any lesson I've learned in this year, it's that nothing's permanent.
What about a book called The Power of Now?
Oh, that's clever.
Yeah.
That would probably sell millions of copies. And it's
I
all about the here and now.
Yeah, just being present with
Oh,
what's
yeah.
alive right now in this moment.
That's really good. I also was thinking about Eat, Pray, Love. Like,
Uh-huh. Wait, tell me
like you
more.
just go on a journey and you eat, you pray and you love like the 3 kind of back to the foundation as you go on your hero's journey and
I can
y
see you writing that.
yeah,
Yeah.
like you go to Italy and then go to Bali and come back
Oh,
changed
cool. Yeah, or Costa Rica
or
and
Costa Rica.
yeah.
Anyway, great titles. Hey,
Yeah.
speaking of books, when are you feeding your or is that not now as well? And that's
I
okay
don't know,
too.
man. It's a good question. I don't know. Um, do you know about human design?
Yes. Not a
Yeah.
lot, but I know what it is.
I know a little bit about it, but it came up this last week and I'm a generator, which means I'm just like a most of the world is made up of generators and we just sort of plug away at life. We're able to
Oh,
just very constant, but
constant.
but we're not manifestors.
So someone told me that, my human so I had a reading once,
Yeah.
and, I'm not saying this, I'm not making anything up, but I could be wrong. Is there a super manifester? 'Cause
As a
that's what I
manifesting generator,
okay, so there's a manifestor, there's generators. Yeah, I'm definitely a manifestor, but there was a certain type of manifestor that I was, but I'm a manifestor.
and that's not me. I'm supposed to
Yeah.
respond to life, and right now the book is not alive in me,
Mm. Yeah,
and
that's truth, though. That's fair.
I'm not supposed to do things that aren't really like lighting me up.
Well, if you're a generator, that tells me that you are also consistent. So, like, over time
Yeah,
there's a lot of great things that happen because you plug away at something,
yeah,
as opposed to me, um, I get bored fast and I leave things way too early.
yeah.
Not this podcast. I don't
I was gonna
you know,
say, just like
no,
this
not this
podcast.
podcast. I have a horrible pattern, and I don't know if it's because my human design or Aries or whatever. I go into things fucking hard, and then I go into things on sport mode, and then I burn out and I leave too fast. This has happened in relationships. This has happened in friendships. This has happened in projects, mostly projects.
Yeah.
Fuck,
We're
how can I say that and then not and then say except this podcast?
I mean,
You know?
52 episodes a year is not nothing, dude. It's
Oh,
not a
okay,
flash
thank
in
you
the
for that.
pan.
Thank you.
It would have
Okay.
been the 12 episodes that we committed to at
Yes.
first, you know?
Yes, yes. Okay, I don't feel guilty because now I'm
No.
thinking, "Shit, am I doing that here now?"
Also, how long have you been with Vanessa?
7 years, dude.
Yeah,
7.
right.
7
So not a
from a
flash in
blind
the
date.
pan. Yeah.
Right, I did not bounce. I stayed in it, man. Swam past the breakers.
This morning at 3 a.m. when I woke up thinking I needed more money, I also was like, "Oh, I'm gonna be okay." Like,
Mm.
I'm in it for the long haul, you know? Like, I've been doing some version of love stuff for 15 years now. No, sorry, 10 years, and I'm gonna keep
I
doing it.
love that that was the second wave that came, and is that new? And why did that come up? Like, after the panic of needing more money or whatever, the swing thoughts, then there was another wave that was like, "I'm gonna be okay."
I mean, I trust in life.
Yeah.
You know, I think I learned that in AA, right? Like the serenity prayer.
Mhm.
Um, just knowing that, like, I've always been taken care of.
Yeah.
The serenity prayer, by the way, is like, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And like, there are things I can't change, and I have courage to change some things. And like, I've always been taken care of, and it allows me to just sort of like release control a little bit.
I've always told myself to trust your story, and I've always said it's the most valuable thing you will ever own. And also, speaking of things that can be taken from you, your story is one thing that can never be taken from you. Who you were, who you're becoming, where you've been, where you're going. Um,
That's yours.
and when you think about stories, when you go see a movie, if the protagonist doesn't go through some journey, there is no story. It runs flat. You're not going to watch the movie. And so, whatever you're going through, especially if you're going through something difficult, know that there's going to be a beautiful story told from it. And so that's always helped me. That's always been the vine that kind of pulled me out of the quicksand.
Yeah, that's nice. I like that.
Yeah.
All right. But yeah, here's the thing I was gonna give you a gift for you, John.
Mm.
Yeah.
Hi, John. My name is Matt. I'm 39 years old. I'm a male from New York. And I just want to say thank you for all the work you have done around men's health and wellness up to this point. I first discovered you around the time of the pandemic when you were on the We Are Man Enough podcast. And just want to extend a heartfelt appreciation from that point on. I truly have become a better man since all of your teachings, your podcasts, your books, your Instagram content. I really feel that I was in a really bad place at that point, but I'm a much better person than I am now. I'm happy, I'm healthy, I'm in a great relationship. So I want to just thank you so much. I want to thank Shaun as well for the great content that you guys have both put out together. And it really has impacted my life in ways that I never thought would. So thank you so much again. Hope to see you in person sometime. And I know your chapter is closing soon in LA in mid-June, and I'm also going to be starting my 40th birthday in June. So big chapters for the both of us. Thank you so much again. Be well, take care, and hope to see you down the road. Bye.
John,
John,
let me tell you something.
I'm ready.
I've written 7 books, lots of numbers behind those books, royalty checks and, comments and all that kind of stuff. But it's these type of messages that land the most, right? Like numbers on any platform, or any kind of list. Yes, they're self-validating and kind of ego-driven, and it's like sugar. It's like sugar. It's like you get that little high, but man, messages like this, or like if someone sends me like Single on Purpose is now in China, and so if I get a photo of someone in China with that, like that to me is that's what it's about. So, man, the caller, I so appreciate your message and thank you so much for sending love and yeah.
Can you let that in?
I'm trying. What the fuck was that? Are you saying that I'm not letting it in? Am I
No, no, no,
deflecting?
no, no, it was a like, are
Since
you able to let that stuff in? Like, I have a really hard time letting that stuff in.
Oh, oh,
I get a lot of messages like that, and it's like, I'm like, "Okay, next." It
right,
feels bad,
right.
but I'm like, I have a hard time letting it in, so I was just curious.
There's also something about the message on the voice machine, like, his
Yeah.
voice, as opposed to reading something, because we both get a lot of DMs, and DMs matter, of course, as well, but, man, a personal voicemail on, how would we've affected his life? God, it's so
What
powerful, dude. It's 92 octane when it comes to purpose and, feeling like you're making some kinda dent in the world.
race gas.
Lines up with our car talk.
Not everyone's out to get you, John.
Huh?
Like, when I said, can you let that in?" You immediately thought that it was a dig at your
So
inability to
it
let
was
it in.
just so funny because I just went on this whole spiel about how much it means to me, and basically you're like, "All right, can you let that as funny?" I thought you were
Meh.
being going for the joke and the
No, man.
jugular at the same time.
Well, I mean, I use humor a lot to, like,
Yeah.
diffuse, uncomfortable moments, and so I could see how you would think that.
I also appreciate dry humor. I'm very dry, and, Sean can be as well, so I thought he was going for the dig, which I would appreciate too.
Yeah, I did some Q&A, a couple days ago, and someone asked, "Should I tell my male partner that I can't come from penetration?" And I just said I was like, "No, you should probably just keep that to yourself. No one really wants to hear that."
Wait, why? Why wouldn't, I mean, wouldn't that relieve the partner from thinking it's him?
Yeah, it was a dry joke. A bunch of people are like, "Wha" it was
Oh,
like
I
an
get
April
it.
Fool's
Oh,
it
yeah,
was an
yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh,
April
it's
Fool's
okay.
thing.
Okay, okay. I thought you were being
Um,
serious. That was a dry
because, like,
joke.
my whole thing is to talk to people, tell them the thing, so I thought it would be funny, but then, not everybody knows that about me. So, she took it seriously, and then I got a
I
bunch of
I
messages
just
from
took it
people.
seriously. I just took it seriously. I was like, "Oh, that was a joke?" But then you said it's a dry joke, and I was like, "Oh, that's
It's a
hilarious."
joke for me and for people who know me, extensively.
Yeah.
Little
Yeah.
curveball.
I love it. That's why you're funny.
Yeah. Well,
Let me ask you this, any prospects? Or no, you've got a couple, but you wanna take a month off and you wanna kind of
I'm putting a little list together, but
Nice.
I'm like a one at a time kinda guy, and so
Yeah.
I wanted to finish this before I even started thinking about it.
Sean is a very at his own pace kind of person, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
But he does generate. He does generate. He does circle back. He does, he doesn't forget about you. But he is
I'm
at his own
apparently
pace.
my human design, I have an emotional center or something, and so I
Mhm.
experience these really high highs and low lows. It's called the
Oh,
wave.
so I
And
experience that as well. I don't know if is that a human design thing or is that a
well,
addiction thing?
it's a human thing, but some
Yeah.
people are will make decisions from an emotional place. Some people will make decisions from more of a rational brain,
Yeah. Yeah, I'm
logical
emotional.
place,
I'm
and then
emotional.
some people will make them from a sacral place, like in their body, it's a yes or a no. And so
Oh, interesting.
I have to really take my time. Someone told me that I had to play hard to get, and not in like a games thing, in just that, like, it takes me a while to make decisions, and so I shouldn't make decisions from a high high or a low low.
Oh, right.
I need the wave to go, and so, like,
Right.
right now, we're kind of in a wave where I don't want this to end, and so I just need to let that settle before I can go to the next thing.
Yeah, I think that's also fair for the next person or just the podcast in general. It's not fair to the podcast if you're not pulling from a neutral place or grounded place.
Yeah, and I'm a slow processor,
Yeah, me too. Me too.
so things take longer, and I also trust that nothing needs to happen right now, and that this is a long game, and, it will develop the way it develops.
I like that. I like that. That sounds like a generator. That sounds like a generator as opposed to
Hey,
like me where I'm like 0 patience and yeah, throwing
I'm
shit
gonna
at the wall.
plug I'm gonna plug my friend Karen Scholl, who does, human design readings, and we'll put her link in the show notes because she's fantastic, and she does these great chart readings. I had a reading done on my 42nd birthday when I was in Portugal last year, and I was having a really hard time. And it's really nice to go back and listen to some of those insights.
I want to, from Costa Rica, go to Portugal. I want to go to Paris. I want to do all the things that I've always been scared to do. I need to travel. I want to go to Korea. because soul is calling, SEOUL. You see
Yeah.
what I did there? Soul
Yeah.
is calling.
We knew what you were talking about because you
Yeah,
said Korea.
yeah. But I feel like I'm hyping that up where maybe I won't even like it, but you know, born there, never been back. So those are all things I want to do. Hopefully that I will get to do in the next couple years.
Great tattoo artists coming out of Korea, by the way.
So anywhere I go like that, that's significant. Because tattoos, I don't really care about the aesthetics, more about the meaning and book dog ear pages of my story. And so I would definitely get a tattoo in Korea for sure.
Nice.
Yeah,
I'm all about form over function.
your form over function.
Yeah.
I'm function over form. That's why I'm in pain always. My form is horrible. No form.
You should go to Greece too. Let me know
Oh,
if you
Greece is
ever.
yeah. Greece is also on top of my list. Yeah, the food, Greece seems amazing.
Yeah. Beaches, scooter rides, you know.
I think Portugal opened the floodgates because now I'm very thirsty for travel, which I've never been.
Did you go to Portugal?
I mean, not Portugal, Costa Rica
Oh,
is
okay.
open. That yeah. No,
Yeah.
never been to Portugal. Never been anywhere, dude.
You have a passport, right?
2 stamps on my passport.
Nice. What, Costa Rica?
Mexico and
And Costa Rica. Are those didn't you go to Europe
I
once?
did. I did at 35 after my divorce. I did for a week. I went to Italy, Barcelona, uh, Florence, and yeah, I came back
A week.
just a week.
That's short, man. You're
Yeah, I
like
know. I
barely
thought it was
over the jet
long.
lag.
It was like a week or week and a half. I thought it was long, and for people go for months. So I was like, well,
What's the
baby
big
steps.
deal? What's the big deal, you know?
What's the big deal?
What's the big deal about Europe anyways?
I have a friend named Tani, and she's right now traveling all over. Doesn't know where she's gonna land, so she's technically homeless. Like I'm technically homeless, but she is.
Tawny Lions.
Yes, and she's she got robbed. She got jacked, but just suitcase. She's Portugal. She's speaking of Buddy, staying with Buddy. Then she's gonna visit us in Costa Rica, and then she's gonna possibly land in Europe. She has no idea, and I'm like, I admire
That's the best.
that she's just doing this.
If you can do it, it's the best. Not
Yeah,
everyone can do it,
yeah.
like family, work, money, all that
Right,
stuff
right,
really gets in the
right,
way of
right.
being able to do that. But if you're lucky enough. And now she doesn't even have a suitcase.
Yeah, now she's more minimal. Now she's
That's
just her and her
easier.
phone. Uh, and I'm
That
sure there's
sucks.
ups and downs. Like I'm sure it's not all amazing, and but I just love that she's doing it. A lot of people talk a lot of shit. They don't do anything. She's actually doing it.
I'm happy for her. I'm sorry that she got robbed.
Yeah,
And
someone took her suitcase and had everything in it.
yesterday I flew into LAX at like 8 p.m.
Hmm.
And it's like getting home from LAX kind of sucks because you have to take a shuttle to the Uber lot,
Yeah, LAX
right?
is. Yeah.
And then I walked out, and as soon as I walked out, the flyaway bus showed up, which
Mm,
takes you from LAX to Union Station for $12. And it was like, oh, I'm just stepping right onto the bus. And like, by the time I was in Union Station, that's how long it would have taken to get to the Uber lot,
right.
right?
Right.
But then I'm like, am I going to take the train home? Because I live right near the Vermont train station, right on Vermont and Santa Monica, which is not a shady neighborhood. But I was like, I'm traveling with everything. I have got my suitcase, I got my laptop, I got my 2 phones, I got my passports, I got
Yeah.
everything. And I was like, you know what? I think I want to get dropped off at my door
Yeah.
because I could
Yeah.
see the 2 blocks from the train station to my house. Like, I just felt like I would be relieved of all of my worldly possessions.
That's smart.
So I paid for the Uber.
Good. At this age, we gotta just yeah. If we're in our 20s, maybe not, but now at this age, we
Well, if I didn't have everything, it wouldn't be a problem. But
mm.
like someone could just say like, "Give me your suitcase," and I'd be like, "Fuck, okay, here you go." I'm not sure I'm fighting for it.
Man, I'm kind of at the other end where because I've never gotten into fights, and as I get older, it's kind of on my bucket list to just get into one fight. I don't want to die. I don't want someone to fucking like break my nose or anything. But God, I just want to know what it feels like to punch someone, like in the
Yeah.
face. I probably won't even land it, because fights last 60 seconds. Twice I think last year I almost got into a fight, and
How?
I'm glad there was a time when I didn't fight because Vanessa was pregnant. This wasn't last year. This was 5 years ago. She was pregnant with Logan, and it was me, her, and a friend, and we were I think watching a game at this kind of like a restaurant bar, and this guy super drunk super friendly, was befriending us and just talking and stuff. And I'm not a smiley guy, so I guess he didn't like my energy. Um, and at the end, he's like, "What's wrong with this guy?" And he just kind of came up to me, and he touched my face. Like he went like this and like not hard, but like went like that and touched my face. And I was like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna go fucking fight this guy." And so I kind of got up, and my friend kind of held me down, and I realized that the guy might have other friends because I think he goes there all the time. And so I looked around. It's like, oh shit, he actually probably has friends here. And then I didn't want to stress out Vanessa, and she's pregnant. She was like due, she was showing, and so I just kind of calmed down. But I think if I was alone, or if I didn't think that he had other people, I think that would have been the perfect moment where I'd be willing to, because he wasn't like intimidated. He wasn't like some guy I was scared of. Um, I think I would have actually swum just to see, just as because I never have.
Yeah, just to see. I mean, the problem with that is that you don't know if they're doing jujitsu or martial arts or self
Yes.
Krav Maga or
So street fights are, I even if you know how to fight, it's one of the stupidest things to do because people end up in the hospital.
I'm
Like,
running.
well, not just like punched in the face like back in the day in the 50s where you're just slugging, but like kick, kick your face to the curb. I have friends who have been like someone would, this is very
Okay,
graphic, but
don't say it. Don't
but
say
like
it.
skull to the curb
Yeah,
kind of
no, don't
thing.
say it. Don't
Like
say
that
it.
kind that where you're like your life can be altered. You
Yeah.
can be crippled. You could get shot, stabbed, and like all of that happens on the street where there's no rules. You could get jumped by multiple people. So all of that could happen. So it's not like in the 50s where you're just gonna let's let's brawl.
Okay, so here we go. Here's the solution. I
Especially in
bet
Los
you
Angeles. Yeah.
I bet you there's a boxing gym in Costa Rica.
See, I would love to do something like that. I also want to get punched in the face. Without anything
Oh, I'll
broken.
do that.
I want to know what it feels.
I'll
No,
do
not by
that
you.
because I wanna punch someone in the face.
I think if it was you, it would start to get it would fuck up our friendship. But by a stranger, I don't want to get knocked out, but I just want to get punched in the face. Also, I want to punch someone in the face and just like, oh, that's what that feels like.
Well, hey, call to all our listeners if you wanna help me orchestrate something where we just jump John, in Costa Rica or
Oh,
something, and
Jump John. That's a
give him
great
the
episode.
dream experience he's always wanted to have.
Jump John.
As a
I'm
thank
down.
you.
I'm
As a
down.
thank you.
That's a great exit from LA.
Um, you are going to do Murph right
I'm
now.
gonna go do Murph. Not that
For everybody
excited
who
about
doesn't
it.
know what Murph is, tell us.
Based on a vet who died,
A
a
hero,
hero.
fallen hero.
Yep. So these hero WODs in CrossFit are all based on someone who served for this country and died. Murph is a 1 mile run, 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, 300 air squats, and then ends with another mile run. The meat in between the mile runs, I'm very good at, but it's the running where I'm gonna struggle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna do great. Oh, and with a weight vest.
With the weight vest and also, I think it's called unpartitioned, meaning you can't break it up. So you have to do
Right.
100 pull-ups before you get to the 200 push-ups, and then you have to do that before you get to 300 squats, which is those movements I love. So I'll
Oh,
just
and you
wear
have to wear a thong, right? Like, that's, like, the one thing that people don't really it's
no,
like a secret thing, but you have to wear a thong doing it.
you have to wear a thong and a cock ring. The cock ring
Nice.
can't fall off. If that falls off, then that means that.
That's why you wanna get the little, rubber ones.
Yeah. It
Hey,
was
bring
gonna
those
be
to
called the loner with the boner workout, but,
you gotta give me that quarter pill before you leave.
dude, I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, "Fuck, our podcast is ending," and I got ripped off because I used it, I tried it, wasn't my thing, but Shaun fucking backed out of his deal.
I don't think I backed out. I think we never it just never you never gave it to me.
Do you have someone to use it on?
I will find someone.
Mm, Craigslist?
Call to all our listeners in LA. I'm on Hinge and Field. Send me a
Oh
rose.
god,
Send me
Shaun.
a rose. Um, hey, John, this is it.
This is it. Yeah, we gotta end.
This is the
We're an hour in.
final countdown, final moments.
But it doesn't feel like the end for some reason. It doesn't feel like this like sad, like at the end of Friends where you see an empty apartment and the montage of all the memories. Because obviously I'm going to see you again. But also I'm following the story. So you're going to take a month off. You might interview some people, and it's going to continue in that way.
We could also do an episode together every now and then.
Yeah, I'll be in Costa Rica. We could do some special episodes where Johnny comes back.
Yeah, Johnny's back. Johnny's back, everybody.
Johnny's back. He's a little darker. Lost
Broken
some
nose.
muscle, but you know what? He knows how to swim, and he can get on a surfboard now.
I love it for you, Ben. I'm really excited.
We'll see. Well, I hope you visit us, and thank you for listening.
Hey, it's been an honor to do this with you. You know,
Yeah.
like
Oh,
I feel
okay.
like I feel very special to have been able to spend like at least 52 hours
Yeah.
of just me and you time.
Yeah.
Like that's special. That's
You know
2
what's
whole days of talking.
You know what's kind of sad, but also special is that our friendship, Shaun and I, our friendship we spent more on our friendship on this podcast than in real life.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, seriously, if you add up the hours.
2 full days of talking we've done to each
Because
other.
I see you sporadically, we touch base at the gym, but as far as like actually having conversations, engaging, our friendship is actually built from this podcast.
Also, thanks to everybody who stuck with us.
Yes, and I hope
This
you
is-
continue to.
I mean, it's been a gift to have people chime in and listen and champion this thing and give us feedback and constructive criticism and a lot of love.
Yes, I just love that we did this 1-year time capsule, and it's always going to be up. Nothing but gratitude and great memories from this. And like you said, it doesn't feel like a hard goodbye. So it just feels like a goodbye for now.
Nothing needs to happen.
Nothing needs to happen. Yes, thank you for the reminder, and thank you for listening, everyone. Be well.
Be well.
Don't Shaun.
Have a
Shaun, no two
beautiful,
be wells.
Have a beautiful week.